I wouldn't mind doing that if there is a spot next week, racing and commentating. That's if I have. Hmm? Like, what's happened to Mystic? Is he drunk? Oh, I didn't even realize we were live. Okay, let's have a look. Oh. Is it linked yet? Which one was that? Yeah, it's hard to take seriously though, that sort of message. That's an interesting question to ask. For anyone wondering, Crash said, "Why can't you hear me?" Ooh, we've got some wet conditions. Can the chat hear me, by the way? Dry race says Scabney, rain in qualifying.
No, that's not it. Oh man, what did I do yesterday? Yes, because T-Ash is joining halfway through or whatever. Why did I do it yesterday? Yes, can hear you. They can hear you? They can't hear me.
Yeah, they can.
What did I do yesterday? I can't remember. Oh my god,
Very
there it
difficult
is.
to see in these conditions, obviously. There's such a flat track, and the curb's very shiny. So, particularly in heavier rain, which
Okay, I
everyone
should
seems
be
to be on the
good.
blue marked wet tyre. Yeah, this will be quite difficult to pick your apexes and indeed braking points, particularly if you don't run racing line, which I imagine most of these guys don't in Division 1. Although that's not a factor I'm actually too sure about. Maybe we should have asked that question at some point, Crash.
I'm trying to hear myself on the stream just to be sure I'm able. I believe I got it. But yeah, keep going, keep going.
Okay.
I'm trying to hear myself.
So still out
Okay,
laps.
yes.
Very tough conditions. Yeah, you can definitely be hit third, I think.
Yeah, okay, good, good. I did it.
Well done.
I still feel like a boomer when it comes to my PS5. Haven't played with it much yet. But anywho, okay, you're okay. You were saying, I wasn't listening, to be quite honest. I was trying
I
to
was
figure
just
it out.
saying that we've got wet conditions here. We've got the full wet tyre. We've got a track that's flat and the glare really reflects off the curb, so it's very difficult to see where your turn-in points are and where the apexes are. So we'll see if anyone can put it together in this wet qualifying. JC Flatley to start the first lap right now, and we'll see what this man can do. Obviously he's not able to attend next week, as he's said multiple occasions, so this will be his last chance to score enough points to make sure he's not relegated by the end of next week's competition in Singapore.
That is a very good point. I didn't even think about that.
He needs to keep his nose clean and make sure he doesn't lose too many points to those behind him. I believe this competition is Super Ninas and Nikki.
Yes.
So he's apexed most of the corners, not particularly aggressively, so I think this is a banker from JC, but probably the smartest thing to do is to set a banker, go for multiple laps on the same run, because he won't be needing these tyres by the race start, because Skavnik has shown us that it's going to be dry, and Bacon has confirmed that. So this is going to be the only use of these tyres in this session. We had a bit of a yellow flag there. I didn't catch where it was or who it was for, so it would not have been that bad.
Yeah, nor did I, but hold the phone. JC Blackley goes purple through Sector 2.
As we all would have if we were first on track.
Yeah, yeah.
I know.
I just had to. I had to.
Don't give JC too much credit. He'll go to his head.
Oh, wow. Fair enough.
Okay, a bit wide of the apex there for the Alfa Romeo driver, but that is a very tough corner to apex, and you don't lose that much time by missing it, actually.
Scavney invalidates quickly.
Turn now. Okay. And we've got the other Ferrari spun at the exit of 2, so that must be Nicky. That's a very easy thing to do, and invalidate there is quite easy too. So we'll see where JC places with this lap time. We're obviously going to be first, but what time? 44.9. We really don't have any yardstick to measure that against, so hard to tell if that's a good or not good lap. But we've got plenty of laps ahead in qualifying. In a wet session, you can do so many laps back to back, it doesn't really matter. But Jin smashes the time, and then Mystic again goes even quicker by a half second. And if you remember a few weeks ago, I think it was during the Hungarian race, I predicted Jin for this victory. Didn't account for the wet conditions in qualifying.
Yes.
But I still think he's a good chance to win this race. Fred Head joins his teammate on the front row, so currently a Williams front row lockout, which will be a first, I believe, in MidWest history, unless Kenny did it once with Mystic. But I don't think that's the case.
I'm not sure. I don't believe so either.
Oh, we've got a complete miss of the chicane and negotiating the foam boards now from JC, so that's fair, I guess. That cake comes through.
So Nicky's going to be the last to set a time, but like you said, he
spun
did.
Out on it, so
he
this
spun
might
up.
be a secondary out lap, or an extra charging lap. It will be valid though, so it'll take him up to 13th, I imagine, but it's going to be like a 2-minute lap. .59.8, close enough to 2 minutes.
Just gets under the 2-minute mark. Well done.
Okay, so through the first complex this time, that's a bit sideways, but not nearly as much as I imagined he did last time, given where he ended up. So that's going to be an improvement from the Ferrari driver. And let's see if he can manage to bring himself into contention for staying in Division 1 next week.
Does need a big week.
Barry
Seabury, I think he's lost it out of turn 10.
Yeah, spinning
into
after
the wall.
before Lebousse after Scene. So let's see on board here with Enrique. Yep, hard into the inside wall as Tiach joins, completing our roster for this race. Hopefully he's joined quick enough to not be sent to the back of the grid, because I know that's a glitch. Or a feature, depending on how you look at it.
So we got a couple of drivers that are about to start their hot laps as well. Right now we're waiting on Nicky. Seabury, as we just said, spun out around turn 10, so that's going to really hurt him. Nicky nearly bins it as well.
Sideways.
Oh my. Does well to save it. He's definitely going to improve on his time.
Somehow.
Yes.
He's got no rear end crash. What is this? What are we witnessing? Has this man loaded a setup?
What's the weather we're getting again?
In the race, yeah, it's going to be dry in the race, so perhaps he's gone for a full dry setup, which wouldn't be the worst idea.
Yeah.
But he's got no rear end at all.
There we go. He's going to finish it up. We'll see where he comes over. Actually, not looking too bad. Even with that, that definitely killed him. Yeah, I think he'd be up around where Suey was.
Well into the exactly, top 6-7 with a lap time without that massive save. So definitely improvement available to the Ferrari driver. Where's his teammate at? Scavney currently on a lap, I believe, in the first sector. Oh, very deep there. That won't help. Although he saves it pretty well. Very tough track to get right, especially in these conditions. But Scavney's light on the accelerator, doesn't get any wheel spin whatsoever, and flat through there. Yep, should be fine. Heading down this long straight with the very strange tangle of almost a choice of chicane in the middle of it. Thankfully, everyone by now realizes which one to take. And I think we had commentary in IRL from Brundle saying whenever he looks at this track from above, he gets his eyes hurt. I don't blame him.
Yeah, no, for sure. We're honestly, it's kind of doing us a favor. Oh, for who?
That's for Scavney, and also got a bit sideways through Scene, so it may be lost, just like his teammate. But not quite as costly, I wouldn't imagine. Anyway, what were you saying?
I was just going to say, it's kind of doing us a favor with the rain. It's kind of taking away the colors of the track.
Yeah.
And saving our eyes a little bit. Nina's going 8. Matt Rosie going fastest. Well done, Matt Rosie.
So
we're gonna get Scavney next. Sorry.
Matt getting pole. Yeah.
Scavney
out of the last turn.
Oh, Nicky goes 7th.
Looks pretty good.
So Nicky stays out for a third lap. And Scavney going 5th.
And Scavney goes 5th. So Ferrari looking a little bit better than in previous weeks. Bacon also up in the top 6. That's a pretty good lap based on the previous efforts he's done. In qualifying in particular. In the races he moves forward, but in qualifying he struggled a bit this season.
Dace just came over 10th, and Mailmir's teammate about to come over and is third. Not too bad.
Strong lap from Mayo, as we're accustomed to seeing.
TH is invalid. He's next over the line. I believe.
Ooh, big save there from Scavney.
Fredhead has shaved off and goes second. Sorry. Fredhead going into the front row.
Nicky with a big slipstream for his teammate Scavney, so we'll see if Scavney can pick up even more time in this middle sector. Last lap, of course, he was purple at this point, and then got sideways through the next turn. Across the sector split in a few seconds. Let's see.
Who are you on? Sorry.
Down on his previous best. Scavney.
Okay.
Oh, again loses the rear through Scene and offline through Labose. Took out actually a braking board as well, so this lap is lost, I'd say. Oh god, he's really struggling for traction.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys are loading dry setups.
Yeah, I would have as well. Supernino's hard against the wall. I'm not sure if he's hit it or if he's just letting people through. What is this? Maybe he's very low on fuel? I don't know.
So TH is next to set a time. Mystic's about to start his hot lap. Maybe we'll jump on board with him after we get the time from TH here. See what Mystic can do in the wet. But TH is coming around the final couple turns in Sector 3 here. Did join the lobby late, but luckily enough did join in time to be able to set a couple of laps here. This is going to finish up turn 15 here.
Very conservative with his gear selection, by the way. Incredibly short shifting, like really hard short shifting. And doesn't work out. 19th.
Ouch.
Could be just a banker though. You know, you have to get used to the track and the conditions. He'll probably now set off on a series of laps on the same set of tyres, I'd imagine.
Fair enough, fair enough. Smith Pell goes 7th. Sui next over the line. He's down on his time in 9th. Hash starts a hot lap. And I think Helg is a half a second quicker than his initial fastest lap. So if he improves a little bit more on Sector 3, he might find himself up into the top 5. Or top 4. No, sorry, top 6. That's the right way. With Helg coming over the line now in 8th, just behind his teammate. They seem to do that all the time, the AlphaTaurs. Do you kind of notice that?
Yeah, they did that in real life as well, particularly with Kvyat and Gasly last season. But yeah, Tsunoda approaching the same sort of pace as Gasly, I think, soon. But yeah, AlphaTauri and Toro Rosso, as they were previously known, always seem to have very similar lap times in qualifying. Strange phenomenon.
So you remember that thing where I said, let's jump on with Mystic Joker the entire lap? Yeah, well, that went out the window. He's around the final turn. He's coming down the pit straight right now. He's trying to get himself up into the front row. Does, barely taking away pole position, clearing his teammate Matt Rose. But Jin to win it.
Jin.
Well done, Jin. Impossible Bacon's about to start a hot lap. Is that Dace? That is Dace, and he is nearly 4/10 quicker this lap here, and he does come over 9th, so people are starting to get a little more confident on the track, and positions are starting to fly all over the place. Is that Tiach as well?
It is, and he's going to improve. Not many positions, but still an improvement nonetheless.
Well, to be fair, he is just kind of jumping into it. He's kind of being thrown a little bit into the fire. Says he was running late today and no real practice. He was on his way home from work when the lobby was being started. So Hash
may
Hash
have
going
a lot
6th.
of fuel going for like a few more laps as well. So we've got to consider that.
True enough. Cake Thomas, the solo Red Bull here in qualifying session. C. Barry setting actually the slowest time and then crashing out. So not what you want to see from the Red Bulls, but those drivers do make up quite a bit of positions as the race goes on here. Cake Thomas is very well known for it. Can't seem to get a qualifying foot forward, and this time he's going to go 13th place.
Got to watch out for C. Barry, actually. He was a winner.
ZGS goes 6th. That's massive.
In the Midwest Madness, the Friday Madness, excuse me. He won here at Paul Ricard. So that was in F1 cars as well, as Tiach gets incredibly sideways through the scene. Probably going to lose his lap time, or improvement at least. But yeah, C. Barry from the back of the grid could be a shout for the hardest charger, as Mystic Joker now improves to pole position by 3/10 over Jin, who's in the pits. Will he be able to get out in time? I somehow doubt it.
Yeah, I feel the same here. Impossible Bacon over the line and slightly improves. I think that was one position that he gained. Fredhead next over. Looks like he's going to be starting a hot lap. Is that Tiach? Again, that is Tiach again, slowly chipping away at his time, and he's going to run out of fuel at the end of this lap, so that'll be it for Tiach with qualifying here. Ninas is going to start a hot lap, and we got an Alfa Romeo into the pit.
So anyone in the pits now is going to be hard pressed to set another lap time, I believe.
Yeah,
out laps you should be fine. Or Smith Pell's going to be probably the last to be able to start a lap, I would imagine. Unless the Ferrari that crosses the line right now goes for 2, which would be Nicky.
And Alfa Romeo just came out of the pit. Yeah, so that's JC Blackley that just came out.
He has to push on this lap. Well, both of them now have to push. Yeah, Nicky got invalid through that first complex.
ZGS is going to come over the line once again and doesn't improve this time, actually way slower. Scabney looks like to be starting a hot lap. Cake way down on his time, so he's going to go around once more. That'll be it for him. Enrique finally improving on some time, but only on one position.
Beautiful through the first few corners there for Scabney. The transition between the left and right was just on point completely. A bit deep into the next complex though. We'll see if he improves upon his sector split in a few seconds. And he's 2/10 up on his previous best. That could see him moving up as much as, well, 2 positions actually. 6th place will be his target.
So important bit of piece of information here is that Mystic Joker's actually into the pit. Fredhead improves on his time. He'll be able to go around once more as well. Mystic Joker's into the pit, so the 141.922 as he retires from the session is going to be his lap time. Do you think that can be touched here, Jacko, quickly?
It surely can, but I don't know if anyone will be nailing the lap. Scabney is too far down to improve, I believe. Let's have a look at Matt Rosie, as his teammate calls it enough this session. Matt Rosie, I can't see if he's up or not yet, but he's on the back straight now. He needs to find half a second to knock Mystic off pole position and see if he can do it.
So Nicky's going to be the last person with the availability to set a time here. 10 seconds to go. The last couple of drivers won't be able to get over the line for another opportunity here. ZGS with a massive 6th place qualifying is invalid, so that's it for him.
Matt is only 0.1 up, so he might challenge here for 3rd, although Fredhead also can improve. But that was a pebble sector, so we'll see if he can make a big improvement on his previous best in the last sector. There's still a chance here for the Renault driver, who's had pole before, we should mention.
Fair enough. Quickly, Scavney couldn't improve. Cake Thomas calls an end to his qualifying. Mailmir's next over the line here. He's going to go in the 142s. He barely improves, but not enough for any track position here.
Oh,
impossible.
Too much wheel spin, and Matt was going to probably... he could have been quicker, but he did not improve his time. Fredhead is invalid. Smith Pell is spinning like a tumble dryer. Must have spun at scene. Yeah, he's lost his front wing. Oh dear. Oh, that's not seen. Where the hell is he? It's after the Beausset.
Yes. Super Nines next over the line here.
He's facing the wrong way after scene.
Ninas going 14th. JC's a half a second quicker, but that's not right now looking like enough to actually go ahead of Nicky. We'll see if he can improve his sectors 3 in the end. Can he move up?
Turn.
Oh yeah, so his last turn was actually very poor then in comparison. Because he was only half a second down. Or half a second quicker.
Previous one. Yeah. That one was really nice, the way he took it. Didn't get any wheel spin whatsoever, and moves up to 12th. So that's the highest place of the people on the bubble of that elimination battle. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. 12th for JC, 15th for Super, 17th for Nicky. So once again, not looking so good for the Ferrari man. We've got Enrique there, 18th. He's probably already consigned to the relegation. And Kenny, of course, not here. So that's pretty much sewn, I believe.
So unless Nicky can get some sort of high quality driving in the next couple of races, including this one, then we might see 3 OG Midwest F1 drivers get relegated. So something to kind of keep an eye out for. But anywho, Jack, why don't you go through the qualifying order there?
Alright, no surprises who's on pole. It's Mystic Joker, once again, your champion of this season. Then we've got Jin on the front row. He looks pretty strong for this race, I'd imagine. Fredhead in the second, Williams in 3rd place, with Matt Rosie alongside him. Mayo and Impossible Baker making up a very strong 3rd row of the grid. ZGS with a pretty good qualifying by his standard in 7th. Then we've got Hash, Scabney, Smith Pell making up the top 10. Helg, JC, Dace, Swee, Super, Cake, Nicky, Enrique, Tiach, and C. Barry at the back of the grid after that crash he suffered mid-session.
Yes?
Wow.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing,
yeah, he suffered you, and now I'm suffering it as well.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Give me something to work with here, my guy. I confused you for a second, though. I can sense
it was disappointment. It wasn't confusion.
I felt... yeah. You know what? I can sense it. I can sense a little... You had a little bit of a blank for a second there. Definitely threw you off.
Yeah, I was speechless, to be honest. But here we go. We've got no rain now. We've got a dry session. We've got a complete choice of tyre. So this is going to be interesting to see what people choose. If it was me on a pad, I would not be choosing the soft at all. Because making a one-stop here work on a pad is an absolute bitch. So I think we're going to see a lot of mediums, quite a few hards, and maybe a few softs. We'll see how it goes.
Do you think it'd be any sort of enjoyment addition in the game being able to change your pit box for your pit stop there?
What do you mean, customize it like the lines on it or the arrows or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah. Just make it, different colors.
It'd be really random, but sure, why not?
I know. I honestly, why not? Like, screw it. Why can't we have it? I mean, I bet no one at Codemasters has even brought up that idea because it's actually so pointless. But it should be done.
Yeah, why
Just
not? It's the most customizable thing, I think,
yeah,
in real life between teams, so why not?
yeah. What if you could like add pictures and whatnot?
Add anime women.
Oh god, you know how much like
There'd be
anime
so
women
many.
there would be. Oh my, it just absolutely take over the bloody thing. Ugh.
As soon as I look over to the stream comments, Bacon says, I'm happy with that.
Yes, yeah, I'm content with that idea. Oh my.
Concentrate on the job, Bacon.
I mean, I don't know. I think that's actually a good idea. I think that's
Yeah,
like
no, I agree.
I think that's kind of a hidden gem idea. Did I ask any questions this week? I think I must have.
Okay, we're setting off on the
Okay.
formation lap now.
Okay,
So
pre-race
here are
questions.
the questions.
Okay, I did actually ask questions this week. I forgot that I did. I asked, "What's your confidence level heading into France?" I guess I can't really. What's your confidence level broadcasting wise heading into France, Jacko?
Pretty high. I mean, I feel like I have the ability to speak, and that's all I really need.
There you go, lovely stuff. Smith Pell said, "I'd say my confidence is good. Feel like I've been getting a lot of better over the course of the season. I feel quite behind from coming from D2 last season. Each track is different, so hoping that I can find the pace. JC Blackley, I have zero confidence. I can't get anything to happen lately, but I'm hoping it looks up for me because France is one of my better tracks. Nina's response pretty good. I've finally found a rhythm this season. Cake Thomas says my confidence has taken some knocks because of my recent performances, but I still have faith in myself. Believe in yourself. If I can hit my marks in quali and stay out of trouble in the race, I can finish in the top 5. Okay, so that reminds me of a quote. I can't remember the exact baseball player, but there's one baseball player that said that when he finds himself in a slump, he thinks about dinosaurs. And he says, I think about the dinosaurs because I believe in the dinosaurs. And if I believe in the dinosaurs, then the dinosaurs believe in me. True story. Okay, quickly here. How many hours of preparation, including the days before, do you put in before each race? Smith Pell, certainly a few, and then a long answer after that. Sorry, I can't get to that. JC Blackley, usually 2 to 3 hours before. Super Ninas, I usually start practicing the track on Mondays in time trials. I'll spend like close to an hour, then that'll be up until race day. I try to run time trial sessions before each race. I have to do 30 to 60 minute practice sessions as well. How much time did you tend to put in before each race there, Jacko?
Maybe, depending if I'd done the track previously in a league race, maybe 4 hours, including that Tuesday race, the practice.
Yeah, fair enough.
That was some time trial. Head into you have to do at least one full 50% race and several qualifying sessions to be a front-running contender, I think.
Fair enough. And quickly, the North Pole question was, are you content with how the season has gone so far? Mystic Joker, Will Ands, and Smith Pell say yes. Neutrals from Super Ninas, Fred Heads, and Jinna Twinnet and Mailmere, and sad faces from Nikki, Hash, JC Blackley, Seaberry, and Cake. As well as Impossible Bacon.
I would hope that Mystic would be happy. I would hope so.
Yeah, right?
And he's looking with the same view I had last season from pole in France, albeit mine was very different reasoning. Yeah. But here we go, the lights are on and out. As I said before, there'll be a lot of mediums and hards, and that's all we have. There are no people on softs currently on this grid. And Mystic gets a great launch. He and Jin both on mediums up front. And, Helg's dropped to the top on my screen, but that's definitely not true. Mayo makes a flying start, improves to, I believe, 3rd, although the timing screens are still screwed, with the use of those medium tyres, getting around Fred Head and someone else. What has happened here to the leaderboard?
I don't know, it just glitches every... I think it's
So,
Impossible Bacon
yeah,
is
okay.
actually in 5th.
Bacon has also made some positions.
And Matt Rosie has lost some major positions. Well, but he started on the hard tires here.
That's right.
A lot
They
of
get
different
hardly any bite off the
strategies.
line.
Yeah, a lot of different strategies out of the gate. Fred has lost a position, but he is also on hards. Nicky looks like he's dropped a couple positions, now down in 19th as our relegation watch is live and very intuitive. But anywho, Dace TG is in the top 10 right now. ZGS, Hash, and Matt Rosie are all on hards ahead of Helg and Dace. So we'll see what Helg and Dace can do
So we
trying to
didn't
follow
notice
those drivers.
it until now, but TH did actually start 20th despite out-qualifying C. Barry. So that glitch did happen again, where if you join during qualifying, you just get sent to the back. So that'll make a difference potentially for the hard charger award. To keep an eye on that. Dace making a lovely move up the inside of Helg into the last turn. Wow, very committed, makes it work. And that was on the same compound as well. Very impressive.
Yeah, not wanting to get held up by the AlphaTauri at all. Felt like he had a little bit more pace and decided to take that gap in turn 15. Very well done from Dace. He's going to try and hunt down ZGS. And ZGS with the, I'd say, a little bit of a surprising qualifying here as Fred had actually on the hards. Getting Impossible Bacon, but Impossible Bacon's going to come right back at him. Fred had going around the outside, and now Matt Rosie and a little bit of contact.
Ah, it's so unfortunate. There was probably enough space there, but just unable to make it enough. And to the back of the grid almost goes Bacon. In fact, is he going to go to the back? Yes. Seabarry goes get past, and that's 14 positions lost now for Impossible Bacon. Very
now,
sad.
correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the last time that Bacon got screwed over like that, he podiumed?
Well, I don't want to say anything because we've cursed him, we've praised him. Anything could happen with Bacon.
Yeah, that's true. He's you can't predict what you're going to get from his race.
Is he going to try and pass Seabarry through scene? This could be amazing scenes. Doesn't, pulls out of it. It's a marker as well.
So Impossible came second in Australia. I'm pretty sure he got...
He broke his wing early, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure something happened. Sui going around the outside of TH. TH trying to look at a little bit of a switchback, but nothing going. Sui blocking the outside as well as
Bacon
TH
around the outside.
No.
There was nowhere to go because Enrique locks up, and Seabarry actually takes advantage of that. Bit of a collision there between Impossible Bacon and Enrique, but Bacon makes the move work. Enrique loses 2 positions in 2 corners.
Ooh, TH is going to go down the inside on Nicky here into turn 1. Gets a position. Nicky going a little bit deep through turn 2. And Nicky has picked up a position, but his direct battle for relegation are currently sitting in 12th and 13th right now. More, you're looking at JC Blackley with JC not being here next week. So Nicky needs to try and beat him. Bumps the back of TH a little bit, but doesn't choose to overtake him, which there was kind of the option there. But we have actually a drag race down into turn 8 here, and it's the man with the medium tires, that being Dace TG, getting ZGS, picking off one of the hard compound drivers here. Now he's going to try and work on the next one, that being Hash. ZGS looking actually very well so far. Helg now as well trying to take ZGS here. So we fire around turn 10. He's going to look down the inside line, and he's got the braking prowess there, and he's going to absolutely just saw that corner in half. Not taking any bit of the proper racing line,
he
but
gave a lot of space there, which was nice of him. So we've seen Bacon make a move there on Seabarry as well. And Dace with a lot of very aggressive manoeuvres, but clean manoeuvres, which is important. Very impressive so far. I think this is the second outing we've seen him in Division 1.
So Mystic momentarily brought...
less than a second.
For a second he did...
That, so go on.
Yeah, for a moment there he did push him outside a second, but Jinna Twinnet worked himself back within that DRS detection. So not looking too bad. Jin's going to try and keep it safe. We'll see how much pressure he can put Mystic under. And Mystic actually caught quite a bit of turn 5 there. Must not have been enough
to... Rosie will be definitely within DRS here as they approach the DRS straight. We'll see if he's close enough to Fred Head to make a move. I imagine he's not, but he'll certainly catch up. And then Hash is outside of a second behind Matt Rosie. No ERS deployment there from Matt, probably looking to save it a bit. Very difficult track to maintain your ERS, and yeah, it does not catch up to Fredhead.
So, somewhat of a battle between, or no,
Here comes Scavney on ZGS.
Go ahead. Yep.
ERS used, and he's straight through. Actually, ZGS may have let that happen, knowing that they're on. Well, actually, they're on the same compound. So Scavney now makes that work up into 9th, right into the back of Helg. Helg's struggling because he's on medium.
Oh, Tiach is out, or Tiach is spun out. He's able to save the car. I'm not sure who he made contact with. I think it might have been Sui as they were dancing around with positions, but Tiach picks himself back up in 20th place and has damage to the end plate on his left wing there.
So Nicky's lost out to C. Barry and Impossible Bacon at some point too. As Jin picks up a penalty, that's really early and key for the battle for the win here.
Ooh.
So both Mercedes with penalties early. Damn.
Fredhead and Matt Rosie had a little bit of contact coming around turn 1. Fredhead did a good job to save it, and then got a little bit too high up on the curve of turn 2, and then got heavy on the throttle and nearly binned it, but did a good job to once again save that as well. All happening within like 3/4 of a second, so very well done and good reactions.
Back of Hash here as well. We'll have to see.
Yes, I'm right on board with that. And Nines as well on ZGS. As we've got a battle for 11th place here. Nines looked at the inside line and ended up going back behind ZGS, and there's no move made there.
If you're not sure you can make it, you've got to back out of that because people can turn across you, and it's just chaos into corners like that. And in turn 1, you do not want to be, making a half move. Dace right up the gearbox of the Alfa Romeo in front, just 2/10 behind. We'll just see if he can make a move. We know he likes that last turn move, so we'll see if he makes it work here. Probably not close enough, I'll be honest. He's going to set it up for the DRS on the main straight, as Jin sets the fastest lap.
Oh, C. Barry spun out.
Damn, C. Barry.
And sector 3 there. Tiach actually threw on a set of softs.
Hash had to make a defensive move there. And yes, that's going to be a 2-stop.
Oh, Mailmere went off.
Fun.
Oh, that's huge for Constructors Championship right there. Right now, racing.
I don't think he was actually racing anyone too closely.
I don't think so either. Picked himself back up in 14th place. I'll quickly switch over to see if there's any. No, there's no damage to the wing.
That promotes Matt to 3rd with Fredhead in 4th, but they're almost 6 seconds behind the lead battle now.
Dace gets an early overtake on Hash coming out of turn 7 and has a full car ahead, even a car length and a half between himself and Hash, even entering turn 8. Now he's going to try and open up that gap and chase down Fredhead now. As he's working his way through the field here, is now the leading racing point.
Yeah, Dace up 8 positions so far. The definite hard charges so far looking pretty good. Mayo and Bacon both having lost 9 positions won't be happy having started both on the 3rd row of the grid, now in 14th and 15th.
Now, would any bit of a hybrid setup work for Paul Ricard here, for the wet and for the race dry?
I mean, it definitely would work. I think I would prefer to have gone for a pure dry setup and tried to qualify somewhere in the top 6. So I don't really know what people have done. I'd imagine Dace has gone for something very dry orientated, given the number of positions he's moved up and where he was able to qualify. So I think he's made the right choice. Hard to say what anyone else has done, but Jin needs to make a move and try and escape. I know he's got the pace around here. Whether he's got enough pace to escape Mystic, who's got DRS behind him, don't know. But he needs to make a move no matter what.
So not separated by all too much here in ERS. Mystic is just doing enough through the non-DRS areas on track to hold Jeanette at bay. Another penalty for a Merc driver with Impossible Bacon picking up. I think that was a second, is it not? Yes, it is. Already a second penalty.
Oh, we're going to see Nicky make a move here on Sui. That's a very strange place to make a move, and it's worked. Oh, they could definitely have made contact there, but a very clean pair of drivers, so they managed to avoid it. But that was scary stuff. The kink onto the back straight is where they were side by side.
Oh, wow.
Nicky made that work around the outside as well.
I just jumped to Mailmere as soon as that happened, as he picks up a position off of Cake and now up into lucky number 13. So Mailmere's going to try and work himself back. But a big overtake there for Nicky. He needs to kind of keep that mojo going here. Going a little bit deep, and now he's going to invite Sui back into a battle. Sui not really feeling it quite there, and Nicky's still going to hold on to 16th place for now. Jinnit setting fastest lap. So, and he's still got quite a bit of ERS, so he might have just fixed a little bit of kinks in his lap there, and now he's closed the gap to Mystic Joker to about a half a second. Still needs to close it a little bit more, but Mystic is going to be, feeling the heat of that Merc behind him.
We've got a three-way battle for 10th here, with Super Ninas leading it, ZGS in a sandwich of Ferrari-powered cars, JC Blackley right behind, but not for long as he comes down the inside. ZGS, though, later on the brakes and holds that 11th position. Quite tight here, only a few tenths between the three of them.
ZGS is looking really good today.
Especially in this battle, he's actually on the harder compound, and the other two are on mediums. The other two are obviously battling for relegation supremacy as well. So we've got a yellow flag.
That's Enrique. Yes. JC Blackley gets ZGS down the straight, and he's going to go down the inside line. Takes a good piece of that curb on his way through, but he's got the medium, so he should be able to pull away from ZGS. ZGS not with the quicker tire compound quite yet. Those mediums are going to start wearing out, and we'll have to see how much that changes things, but not doing too bad is ZGS on those hard tire compounds. He has lost positions, but that's to be expected with the faster compounds doing their magic early on here. But to the drivers,
on the back of Hash here.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
That could be an interesting battle. It's about 4 tenths currently. DRS is now open for the AlphaTauri. Hash will not have DRS, although he's so close to having it on Dace. Although he's catching Dace, so potentially higher wing for Dace. I'm not sure. Hash gets a massive bit of sideways through the first complex though, so he's really under pressure. Less than 2 tenths back to Helg. He's defending to the inside, but Helg doesn't have much ERS to work with. Hash, well, actually has even less again. So this might be key. Oh, almost contact. Hash really struggling with the rear end. Is he going to have DRS? No. Okay, Nicky with the 3-second penalty down too. Helg is going to have a good opportunity here to pass Hash. In fact,
yeah, he's just catching the
almost
slipstream.
Guaranteed. Yeah, Hash had no further ERS to defend with.
Scabney's actually right behind as well.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah. Who's the highest on which tire? Let's have a look.
Matt Rosie's highest on hards. Him and Fred Head.
Then we've got Hash and Scavney as the 3rd and 4th on that strategy. As Hash goes, has a look, and it's
and here's Scavney.
The absolute poach from Scavney.
Well done,
Nice.
Scavney.
Clean move. And Labose there's a lot of moves being made in Labose for what corner it is.
Yeah.
People inspired perhaps by Norris a couple of weeks ago in real life.
But it kind of invites the look at the inside line, but it's just a lot of these drivers are actually just making that stick.
Only 5 tenths between the lead two now. Let's see, only 16% ERS though for Jin, whereas it's 60% for Mystic, so this probably won't happen, but it is at least very close.
Ooh, ZGS gets Mailmere down into turn 1 as he's working his way back up the grid. Or so Mailmere gets ZGS into turn 1, my mistake. We've got a 4-car battle for 10th place right now. Looks like Fred Head and Matt Rosier are just kind of content with just their little pack that they've created. But other than that, there's a couple of decent sized packs. Smith Pell is in a world of his own in between the two biggest packs on the grid right now. ZGS is going to do the best he can to try and hold this slipstream and not lose the cars ahead. Hash is he's trying to get himself back up after being overtaken by Scabney 1 lap ago. And he looks like he's actually got the better run coming out of turn 9 here. But out of ERS, so that might have just been the reason why. TH picking up a penalty. Who would you say your most impressive driver is right now, other than Dace? Because Dace has worked really...
I was going to say Dace.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say Dace. Oh, Hash is diving down the inside on Scavney. A little bit of contact. I don't think there's enough room there through turn 12. Scavany did kind of give the space, but I mean, there was no space really needed to be given there. But anywho, with that being said, we'll go back to you there, Jacko. What was who'd you say your most impressive driver is so far?
I think Helg's having a pretty good run. Helg in P6.
Very good point. Very good point.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him have some really good results, P4s in the past, but I think this is a bit more impressive actually so far. I know I'm going to curse him, he's going to spin out very soon, but yeah, this is a strong run from Helg.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. So hopefully he can keep it. He is one of the favorites on the grid, although he does some days go fairly unnoticed. But we know, you and I very well know that guy has the potential to find himself up into the top 5 from time to time, and potentially looking at one of those days today.
So we're going to see a move here from Mayo, I imagine, on Blackley. Absolutely done well before the braking zone on the back straight, and Supernina's actually almost there for the taking as well. But that would be an incredible dive bomb if Mayo was to make that work. Super a bit sideways there on the exit though. Yeah, it's going to be a run towards scene here. Wow, Mayama on an absolute charge. Super lets him go. Probably didn't have much of a choice though, I'll be honest. And Blackley watches as that pass is made just in front of him.
I feel like we need to get a most improved award for Mayo.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. He's made massive inroads towards the front of the grid since we first saw him in Division 1. We might see pit stops here soon from those on mediums. I know that they can go probably 15 or 16 laps, perhaps even 17, 18, depending how you are on your tyres. So we may see some people go to softs, but I'd say the majority will go to hards for their second stint. Yeah,
these kind of laps have actually flown by, to be honest. We're already finished 11 laps, onto our 12th. Penalty to Hash. Let's kind of change things up a little bit, but these tires...
Swee's in the pits, and let's see what he puts on. Yeah, it's going to be hards for Swee.
It must be hards if he's in this. Yes, in hards.
Oh, it's a wing change as well, actually.
Oh.
By this point last season we had 2 safety cars, by the way, so complete different type of race these guys are having compared to that. Surprising actually, given the amount of runoff that we had 2 safety cars last season. But one of them was obviously for the unfortunate demise of Honda at the first set of corners.
Yes, I was about to say this was the only track that Mystic actually beat Honda at, and the only reason was because Honda got dumped going through turn 1.
Well, Mystic, by the way, who's in the pits, technically beat him at Monaco as well, because Honda also was out of that race when Mystic came 7th.
There you go. So Mystic's
Jin continues.
Yes, he's going to kind of go for an over. I mean, you said that the mediums can last.
Yeah, they can last, and Jin may, in fact, I know Jin's capable of making it work on mediums and softs, as we have a yellow. Is that on pit entry? People are having an accident?
I think so. Looks like there's a little bit of chaos, maybe an attempted overtake.
But yeah, Mystic has gone to hards, and where's he going to pop out? Is this racing point going to get him? Mayo is right behind. That's key for Mystic that he didn't get held up. He's got a 5-second gap in front of him, so this should work for the Williams driver. The only question is, does Jin copy the strategy, or does he go to softs? And I'm going to say Jin's going to go to softs.
Mailmere should come in as well, so I don't think Mayo's going to impede with Jin at all.
I mean, if Mayo, well, Mayo's falling too far back as well.
Yeah. Well, those mediums must be falling off, so it's kind of proving a little bit that maybe the fresh hards
as well.
Yeah, true.
So we saw a lot of pit stops that lap. Let's see, who was it? Dace, as well as Held, Super, JC, Smith, Nicky, TH. So a lot of people going to hards, and that'll be their only stop of the race. Hards capable of going, maybe 20 laps or so. 19 maybe.
My apologies, Solar. We just got to follow 19 minutes ago. My apologies. Thank you very much. Five away from our season goal. Jin's going to actually stay out again. He comes over the line, and he's a second slower than his initial fastest lap.
Which is actually pretty good for the age of the tyres.
Yeah.
He's going to need to make this go to about lap 18 or 19 to make the softs work. So he's still got 4 or 5 laps to go in this stint.
I'm gonna. Mystic's over the line and he's 3 seconds back, but okay, he was in the pits, so that makes sense.
So let's look at the gap to leader. It's currently 21 seconds between first and sixth. That's the gap we have to monitor and see how much it comes down between now and Jin's pit stop. And in 3 seconds time, he's actually going to come up to get to Scavney. Well, in 3 seconds time, but in 3 seconds on track, Scavney is up the road, and he's being in a battle with Hash. So that may influence Mystic's progress. They're on hards, obviously, so they can continue for quite a while. And Mystic will catch them.
So Mystic has closed the gap a little bit on Jin here. You know what? I feel like Jin needs to have a team principal or a crew chief. I feel like he's always just making the wrong decision by like a lap or two sometimes in his pit strategies.
Well, that might be the case, but I know for a fact Jin does know what he's doing at this track, so I believe his strategy is sound. As Matt Rosie picks, I would not have picked that. He can make the mediums go to the end from there, so that might be his strategy, but I would think he would have gone maybe 1 or 2 more laps.
We actually got a really good battle here, sorry, for 12th place between Seaberry and Super Ninas. Seaberry takes the inside coming through. Ooh, okay, they're getting a little bit close there to turn 11, but looking at a little bit of a switchback is Ninas. Matt Rosie, like you said, into the pit for mediums. Confirmed, but I think that's the end of that battle as it stands. Sorry about that.
That's fine. JC Blackley, watching the battle in front of him, is actually going to make a move at the second last turn on Super. Doesn't work. Super with a better exit. But it's going to be 3 cars in a very small space here with DRS available to 2 of them.
4 cars. You got Mailmere there.
True. And here comes Super down the inside. I don't think I'd like to be in either of those positions, actually. No contact, though. Impressive. Okay, so Seaberry with not the greatest exit, and he'll be under fire from JC. So we're going to lose 2 positions now. No.
Oh, and there's the contact.
So I think there was space there actually. So that may have been JC a bit too overzealous there. But we'll have to watch that back to confirm.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Mailmere now right behind Seaberry.
Alfa Romeo driver. Is that going to affect him in his battle for relegation? Super now well up the road, and Nicky just behind.
Mailmere just picked off a position from Seaberry there, as well as trying to get Super Ninas. But yes,
Mayer on fire. He's going to deploy his ERS and go for that same move on Super. He already did this a few laps ago, so he must have lost out somehow in the pit sequence. But he makes that right now, although Jin pushing a bit too hard. He's got another penalty, and Mercedes racking up the penalties, 6 each at this point, and that's not working out. Not working out at all.
Mystic is slowly closing the gap to Jin. At this point now, Jin is going to try and sell out for some softs. He's just got to kind of keep that gap between himself and Mystic not too far, and maybe get a little bit of help between Hash here, as Hash is on 15 lap old hards here, so Mystic might be able to get this move.
He's going to be absolute toast on this straight though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be made as soon as the DRS is open, really. There it is.
Yeah.
Up into 3rd place. Net first, of course, for Mystic Joker. Fred Head is the next car in front. Even if he catches him, he won't put up any fight, I wouldn't imagine, as teammates. But I don't think they will be on track together, because Fred will probably pit in the next few laps.
So Cake and ZGS as well going super long. On the hards now, 15 laps deep. Going to be going for the softs sometime soon. When would you pit if you're on the hards? Or even, when would you pit if you're on the mediums, and then when would you pit if you're on the hards going to the softs?
Me as these guys, or me as me? Because I have different tyre wear.
Okay, you if you're Jinnit. When are you pitting for the softs? Or when do you think he's pitting for the
18.
softs? 18.
Lap 18. And Fred, maybe the same, or maybe 19 to softs.
Okay. So we'll have to keep an eye out for how good your prediction is. Cake trying to work on ZGS here.
I have inside knowledge in that I've raced with Jin in the past as teammates at this track. He got 9 laps out of softs at the start of the race, having qualified on them, so I imagine he can get 9 at the end.
Fair enough.
Oh, and he won that race, so...
Oh, what a beast.
Quite dominantly, so we'll see if he repeats that strategy in the reverse. Mystic quite lonely at this point, but he has to keep chipping away at those lap times just in case. Because Jin... I mean, a safety car now would be interesting. It would probably screw Jin over actually because of his penalties, but it might give him track position. Even he has to worry about Fredhead now because that gap is coming down for second and the penalties are covered by Fredhead. So it could be a Williams 1-2 at this point depending on how it pans out.
Oh, now Jin's into the pit and gets a 5-second penalty.
5 seconds. Okay, so I was 1 lap out on my prediction of when he would pit, but I imagine he can still make this work on softs. Let's see what... Yeah, he goes for softs. So, a fastest lap challenge definitely coming up by him, but obviously he'll have Fredhead to contend with in that category, and perhaps others, including Cake Thomas, ZGS, and C. Barry even. Oh, Jin actually coming out right in front of Matt Rosie. So, actually Jin doesn't even look like he currently is in a net podium position, but I imagine he will escape from Matt with that softer compound tyre. So that will be his battle, trying to come third, I imagine.
As well, he did kind of undercut Fredhead, but
True.
we'll see how. We'll see
his
how.
tyres are going to be fairly dead at the end of the race. He has to do 10 laps on soft. I can only do 7.
Oh my. So we'll see. So Jin's in for a little bit of a battle here. He's already broke away from Matt Rosie, so now he needs to cover 8 seconds on him by the end of this race.
Oh, Matt with a massive sideways moment. That's going to cost him quite a lot of time. Do we have any battles going on here? Cake Thomas is actually quite close to ZGS.
Trust me, there's nothing there. They've been like that for like 4 laps now. I've been in and out of that battle. Quote unquote battle.
Both of them need to pit still.
Yes. So maybe...
One of them may undercut this lap.
Ooh, JC Blackley and Impossible Bacon, as you say that, are duking it out here. Both on some fairly new hards. The room is given by Impossible there. Now they're going to drag it up the hill. Impossible's got the car ahead. And shouldn't get contested into this turn here. And yeah, he does hold on to that position. But we'll see if JC Blackley's going to come back. Impossible does block the inside line, does a good job there, and actually forces JC into a poor racing line, and that opens up the gap between the two drivers. And we'll see where that actually Impossible goes a little bit deep.
By the way. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Hash and Cake.
Helg moves up a position.
Soft tire. Helg running 7th. Looking like he may be challenging for 6th or even 5th in this race because there's a penalty ahead of him for Dace. Let's see how big it is. 3 seconds, so he needs to close in by another 7 or 8 tenths.
So JC Blackley and Impossible are battling it through turn 1. JC does get the car ahead on Impossible. Impossible as well with a little bit of penalties, but he does have the fresher hards. So we'll see. He's going to want to try and get this position back. And it's very, very tight here. Ooh, you're getting a little bit of lag, my friend. Sorry, you might want to repeat that. You got a little bit of lag there. But Impossible is down the straight here. He's alongside JC. He's got the outside line as JC defends the inside. And he sends it around. JC actually cuts the turn and gets a penalty. And Impossible Bacon's able to get the position. Fredhead finally into the pit. I'm sorry, Jacko, you're getting a little bit of lag there. Is it better now? Oh, yes, he's lagged out of the session entirely. So I am all alone for a moment. Yeah, I can hear you now. You just... I'll send you a quick invite here. Look at that. ZGS finally into the pit. Seaberry still needs to pit as well. No, does he? Yeah, I think he's a lap down. Is he? Yeah, okay, so Seaberry's finally into the pit. Scavney trying to work on Helg now for 6th place. Helg is actually trying to close the gap to Dace, because if he does close that gap a little bit more, he's actually going to get 5th place if he can hold off Scavney as well. So quite the battle left here for Helg. Cake Thomas now onto the softs. He's going to try and get right around Smith Pell, and I think Smith Pell understands that that's not his battle. He won't be able to fight that out. Gives the position up. ZGS as well is going to try and maneuver his way up the grid now with some fresh softs. Seaberry as well is going to try and close that gap to Sui. JC Blackley is now over second out of Impossible Bacon. No damage to the front wing.
What lost Enrique?
Yeah, Enrique just he retired in the pit. And I think we're getting that glitch where he retires in the pit.
Now.
Yeah. Oh, you might need to restart your router, Jacko. Jacko. Yeah, Jacko, you might need to restart your router, my guy. It's not. Or turn off the Wi-Fi off on your phone. There you go. Scavney's really trying to catch Helg. Helg, importantly, has worked it for a moment there within 3 seconds to Dace. So the potential to get a top 5 here for Helg is still very much there. We'll have to see how that pans out. ZGS closing the gap to Smith Pell. Cake Thomas as well closing the gap to Super Nina. Super Nina as well with the penalty. Hash also has a penalty and is now right behind Scavney too. So Hash is going to want to try and overtake Scavney. Helg is in a real tough spot here. And he's got to drive his ass off, simply put. It's going to be real tough for him to do so. He's on some fairly aged hards, as well as he's got 2 very quick and fresh tired drivers behind him. Here we go. Jinnit, though, is a half a second away from Mystic Joker with some 8-lap old hards. Jinnit does have copious amounts of penalties here, but he's actually covered the gap to himself and Matt Rosie, so he's got a second to spare on Matt Rosie. Fredhead is only 4 seconds out of Matt Rosie, and 6 seconds of penalties to Matt Rosie. He's going to find himself off the podium, as well as Fredhead threw on some softs, so he should have the advantage from the rest of this race out. Jin is just going to be absolutely draped all over Mystic Joker here, and Mystic... Oh, Jin, no.
He's going to be off the podium at this rate.
Yeah. He's going to get the overtake on Mystic. Yeah.
That's it.
Alright, needs to open up a 14-second gap.
Easy.
Easy. Well, I mean, all he needs to do is...
5.5 laps.
He needs to cover 8 seconds on Matt Rosie. So Matt Rosie is on 7-lap old mediums. He's got to open up 2 seconds to Matt Rosie for him to hold on to the podium. Ooh, Helg and Scavney here battling for 6th place. Helg is still holding it off, although goes very deep through turn 9. That's going to invite Scavney for the better run. Nearly a little bit of contact, getting ever so close. And you know what? Screw it. Hash is going to get in there as well, as we have 3 nearly, but actually Helg was the one that backs out. 2 Ferrari-powered cars, and actually Helg kind of pokes his nose back down the inside, and nearly some contact between him and Hash. But Helg once again pulls out Scavney up into 6th place. Hash takes 7th. Helg moves back. So now it's Scavney's turn with no penalties to try and close that gap to Dace, maybe to move up into 5th place. But he's got Hash draped all over him with some fresh softs to try and overtake him as well. So still plenty of positions up in the air here in the upper half of the field. Jin as well has opened up a second gap to Mystic Joker. Do you think your Wi-Fi is a little bit better there, Jacko?
I have no clue. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a little clearer. Okay. Might have just had a lag spike there.
Yeah.
So are you back in the race?
Yep, I'm watching.
Okay, all right. Sorry, you were pretty bad for a moment there, man.
That's fine.
But if you could predict this midfield battle there, yes, go ahead.
Oh, Hash is probably going to make a pass, but he's got a penalty. So I'd say Scavney can probably stay with him and pick up P6, maybe even P5, depending on how much Dace has. No, if he can maintain that sort of margin on tempo. Actually, it's going to be quite close between those three guys for P5, I'd imagine.
You know what? Maybe if Scavney is able to stay in the train of Hash, and maybe let Hash.
Scavney.
Yeah. Well, if Hash can, I'm thinking if Hash can close the gap to Dace, and Scavney can just stay in that DRS train and keep it close enough, then he might actually be able to get Dace as well. I'm not sure if you mentioned that. Sorry.
So gap to leader is going to be important for Matt Rosie and Fredhead based on the number of penalties they have. At the moment, it looks like Fredhead's going to find himself in a 1-2 situation with Mystic.
It's been quite a while since a Team 1-2. Can you remember the last Div 1 Team 1-2 we've had?
It's going to be either McLaren or Ferrari last season, surely. I know JC Hask and I did it at Zandvoort, but I don't know if McLaren did it after that. I should hope.
Okay, so now Scavney, depending on the corner, actually finds himself within 3 seconds. Another penalty to Jin. That's just going to hurt him.
Oh, God. Yep, so I can confirm it was last season at Zandvoort for Ferrari, myself and JC Hask.
Well, there you go.
The last one, too.
So how many weeks of racing is that? We're in week 11 here. What week did that happen?
Week 11 last season.
Oh.
So there was 5 further races that season, and we've had 10, so 16 weeks ago.
Okay. So nearly a full season, nearly a proper season since.
But it's not over yet. It still could possibly go a different way, but it definitely looks like it's going to happen. Particularly with Fredhead closing in on Matt Rosie and Jim getting another penalty.
Jin should be able to lock up 4th place, though, so still some decent points. Scavney now is trying to get Hash, as he is so close to actually being within the gap to Dace for 5th place. Ooh, a couple of overtakes here. Kay Thomas gets Super Ninas for 10th. Actually, we should look at hardest charger here. Yes, that is sitting with Dace. Maybe with a position loss, I don't think Cake's going to take another spot. Dace might be getting hardest charger in back-to-back weeks. Correct?
Yeah,
you got it.
Fredhead's going to make a move here in one. That lets it happen. You could see that the pace difference was too much. And through goes the Williams up into a P3 on track and net P2. Oh, he gets a penalty though. Don't think it'll matter.
No, that shouldn't change things. Ooh, Matt.
Big sideways from Matt. Ooh, nice catch though. So this is important for the battle for second in the Drivers' Championship. Jin is going to lose some points to Matt, but it'll be still quite close, and in the last round that's when they're going to settle that battle.
Well, one more penalty from Matt, it can actually... Well, I think it'll actually... Matt will lose the podium position if Matt gets one more penalty.
Okay, so it's currently 11 seconds difference. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so it is technically on a knife edge, as you say. Mystic's actually closing back in on Jin, so those tyres are starting to go off on the Mercedes. We'll see if Mystic can get it done on track. I know he'll want to, Won't necessarily risk it though.
It's actually looking like Hash is starting to slow up Scavney a little bit here. Maybe those softs are definitely starting to fall off. 7 laps deep is Hash on those softs. Scavney is now, at one point, was within the 3-second time window to Dace, but now Hash is slowing him up and is now pushed him 3/10 out. Maybe if we can get an overtake into turn 1 here.
Move to enable himself to be able to catch up now. Going back on board with the front though, Mystic may have a shot at picking Jin on track. Both of them pretty much out of ERS, so it'll be the DRS making the difference. Is Jin going to defend? Doesn't look like it. Will he turn across? No, backing out of it was Mystic. Smart there. No need to make a move when he sees how many penalties Jin has in front of him.
I feel like Jin's kind of running right now with that meme where it's like me driving a 2003 Honda Civic with road battling someone
Yes.
who's driving like a 2018 Range Rover. I will kill us both. I have nothing to lose.
Mystic wants it, but I don't think he's going to get it.
No.
Oh, it's quite close. There may be a move into the last turn.
No, Jin closes it off.
He's being cautious. Or DRS though?
Maybe a little drag down the line. Oh, he did get him. Or actually, no, we can't. We don't know.
Did he?
We don't know. We don't know because the game's going to automatically throw Jin behind him for the penalties. We'll have to wait until the timing sheets. But there we go. Matt Rosie does cover it.
1-2 there for Williams as well. Nice battling there from those two.
Oh,
Dace
Scavney
across
did
the
end
line
up
now.
getting Hash. Sorry, but yeah.
Oh,
too
but he's
little,
far
too late.
behind.
Yeah.
Dace with a massive P5. Very well done from the Racing Point man. Got a yellow flag. Who's that for?
Oh,
It's a
Hash just
puncture for
just smashed into the wall.
So Helg ended up P7. Let's see, anyone else? Cake with a fairly good drive up into the top 10. Super with a division saving drive once again.
Oh, Tiach.
Oh, Impossible Bacon's got no front wing. Blackley tries to make an overtake, but he's going to get him on penalties anyway, as does Nicky. Nicky was right behind that battle.
Oh,
Actually gets past
missed
him
out
after
by
the line,
half
but
a second.
Very close. The cars, as AI, still battle through the first complex as well.
You gotta love it.
Just gets a barrier on the line, and Tiak with a very unsatisfied P19, I would imagine.
Yeah, he just spun out as well. But anywho, I'll get our podium as well as Dace in at Miss.
So there we have it, the first 1-2 in about 16 races time in Division 1. Completed there by Williams, Mystic and Fredhead. Also on the podium, Matt Rosie with another podium for Renault. Yeah, great race by all these guys. Unfortunate for Jin not to be up there, but he definitely showed his pace. Just unfortunate with the number of penalties he racked up.
Could you invite Fredhead to Zine Party?
I don't have him. We'll see. Anyway, we'll run down the field very quickly. We've got the top three, as I mentioned, Mystic, Fred, Matt. Then we've got Jin, Dace with another fantastic drive, 13th to 5th. Scavney, Helg, Mayo, Hash and Cake rounding out the top 10. Then we've got Super Ninas, ZGS, Smith Pell, JC Blackley and Nicky. Impossible Bacon, Swee, Barry and Tiak were the DNF of Enrique. So, yeah, actually quite a few drivers without penalties, so we should mention them. Swee is one of them. And going up the field, we also had Smith Pell, Cake, Mayo, Helg, Scavney, and Mystic. So well done to all those guys.
So now, with that drag down the line between Mystic and Jinnit, it was actually Mystic that just got him. Jinnit had 17 seconds worth of penalties. 100th of a second. Just barely beat him. But Jin does take fastest lap, so you know,
important points for him
take
in
what you
his
can
battle
get.
for second place, actually.
Exactly. Not a
So
podium,
that's
but
actually
still
honours
solid
even
points.
after the round for Matt and Jin for points.
Yes, very true.
But Crash, I must say, I'm going to have to head off. So if that's all right with you, conducting the podium interviews by yourself.
By all means, yeah, no worries.
Alright, so I can quickly say congrats to the guys who have joined. I guess just Matt, Rosie.
Were you able to invite Fredhead, or do I have to?
I don't have him, so if you could, that would probably be best.
Okay.
I know Mystic will have him, so yeah. Sorry?
You heading out?
Yeah, I gotta go. Congrats, by the way, before I leave.
Thank you.
On P3.
Appreciate
and I guess I'll talk to you next week.
Yes. See ya.
See ya. See you, everyone.
See you, Jacko. Thanks again, buddy. Have a good one. Okay, later. Matt, we're friends.
We are officially friends now. Just two good Canadian boys.
We need to get our boy Knuckles in here. I'll take it over. Oh, there you go. Fredhead's in. All right, cool. So I'm going solo. Yeah, okay, there we go. Beautiful stuff. Good stuff. Let me just make sure I send out the messages for the podiums for each division here. Pork Chops just texted in Div 3 podium.
How we doing, guys?
Yeah, you guys just talk.
How's
Go ahead.
it going, man?
Yeah, pretty good.
I had a lot more pace than me, Matt.
Listen, I had no more pace in me. I literally pushed every single lap because Fred was so damn fast.
Yeah. I think if I could have been a little more aggressive in the first stint, I would have been a little closer.
Yeah, I was hoping for a better quali and to just push as hard as I could on a two-stop, but the rain kind of... I mean, I also had a better lap in the rain, and I lost traction in the last corner. I was like 3.5 tenths up.
Okay, so that actually kind of brings up a question that I had to Jacko during the stream. Do any of you, in any sort of situation, would run a hybrid setup? Or was today just like strictly dry setup that you just qualied in the dry setup and then took what you could do?
I went straight dry.
Yeah, I went straight up dry.
Yeah, dry.
I mean, I bumped up the front wing by a click more than I would have. That was about it.
Whoa, you're fucking crazy.
I know.
Holy shit. Oh my god, okay.
I badly timed the quali, so I didn't even get to go out for a second run when the track was actually decent.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of positions where shuffling around in the later stages there. But anywho, okay.
I'm a good qualifier if I could actually get it together here.
Oh, sorry, that's Fredhead who's talking, right?
No, it's Dace.
Yeah, I knew that. Fredhead.
Yes.
Can you make sure that your party settings are being shared right now, your voice settings?
Yep, I'll check that real quick.
Okay, appreciate it. Good stuff. While you're doing that, we'll get on to the interviews now. Of course, leading it, as per usual, as it seems. Getting a little bit boring now. Mr. Joker with another race win here. Now, Jinnit, do you think Jin had you on the strategy here?
Yeah, for sure. Strategy-wise, had he not gotten those pens, he managed to pull off that strat. If he didn't have the pens and like it was just like a heads up, or yeah, straight up fight, just like that, I probably would have pushed a little bit more, like a couple laps sooner. But I was just taking it easy, leading up to the final lap, kind of building up ERS again, and yeah, just yeah.
So now you guys are actually
props to him for doing that strat. I know it's possible, but man, it's super risky, and I don't know, I didn't really want to take that risk right now.
Well, I think once he had some clean air, it made it easier with you pitting first. And this kind of the sooner that you pitted, the better it was for him getting the clean air, and then just kind of finding a groove, and then making it work, having kind of be in his own race at that point. But you guys were actually separated by only 100th of a second in your little drag race to the end there. That was kind of fun. It's too bad that it didn't. It came down to the penalties, made it like mean nothing. But it was still pretty cool to see that. So, but anywho, that's your umpteenth race win on the season. Now our next track is Singapore. For a street circuit, where does that one rank for you in the available ones in this game?
I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful circuit. Love how it looks. Driving it, I don't really know. It's kind of hit or miss for me. Like, one day I'll be feeling it, like I'm all hyped for it, and next day I'm like, okay, well, this is horrible. I don't want to do this again. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Sounds like my relationship.
Yeah.
She doesn't listen. Man. She doesn't listen to this anyway, so don't worry.
Okay. But yeah, man. I mean, excited to see how that goes. Not particularly my favorite street circuit. It used to be for a long time as far as the street circuits go, but Baku now takes that top step now in that.
I love Baku. Absolutely love Baku. I'm trying to find our last race there in Singapore. Did you race with MidWest at Singapore?
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I don't know.
So our last race there was all the way back in season 1. It was Jacko, Cam, and Jay Chase finish with a huge Clogmonger 4th place. So things are very different since Pork Chops finished in the top 10. That's how different things are. But anyhow, congratulations, Mystic. Well done on another race. We'll see what you can bring in Singapore. Good stuff.
Appreciate it, man.
No worries. On to the D2 podium. Pork Chops is in chat, of course. On to the D2 podiums, we got Ben, Murph and Sally, and Will Ann. So congratulations to those guys. Well done. Second place was Fredhead, and I think Jacko mentioned it, that was the first Constructor 1-2 in Div 1 since all the way back in Zandvoort in Race Week 6 in Season 2. I think it was Race Week 6 with a Jacko J Chase 1-2. So Fredhead, very well done. You've accomplished quite the feat here in only your second race. Are you, was there, okay, here, how am I going to okay, France, how good of a track is it for you? Is it one of your more confident tracks? We'll start with that.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the tracks that I used to just race all the time in time trial back in F1 2018, so I know it pretty well. But yeah, coming into this race, I was just hoping for either a top 5 or points. I wasn't, or a top 10 rather. I wasn't expecting to be on the podium, let alone second place. So I'm proud of just being there.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
No, it was very, very well done. Now, I believe you were somewhat separated and kind of in a race of your own at some point for quite a while there in that race until you kind of caught Matt Rosie at the end, but that was on completely different strategies. Now, were you initially planning on going deep with the mediums you started on the hards, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you started on the hards. Okay, so that was easy then. At any point did you think maybe of going to the hard medium strategy, or was the hard softs always your go-to there?
No, it was gonna be the hard softs, guaranteed. I had a little chat with Mystic talking about strategy. I wanted to do it just so I didn't get in his way if we pitted on the same lap, so I did that strategy just to completely avoid that, and I guess it turned out pretty well. I'm happy with it.
Now, quickly, Matt Rosie, what did you do again? What was your strategy? Were you hard mediums?
I went hard medium, yeah.
Okay, and then how you guys were separated by what, a second in the end?
Yeah, less than that, but I don't know how hard he was pushing with my 6 seconds and penalties towards the end.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
He definitely had more pace than me today.
No, anywho, Fredhead, you got brought in by Mystic, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Mystic, I guess you're allowed to bring people in. You seem like a nice guy, Fredhead. So yeah, no worries. I'm just playing. But yeah, congratulations on second place. Maybe we'll be seeing you next week in place of Kenny again. I'm not sure what is to happen with him. Unfortunately, Kenny has confirmed his relegation, so maybe we'll be speaking again next week, Fredhead. But once again, congratulations. Good job on the Williams 1-2, and we'll see how long you guys can hold that record for.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. All right, Matt Rosie. So you're going from hards to mediums. Now, did at any point it come to your mind to maybe go the hards to softs, or are you always going to consistently do that strategy?
I couldn't. I had to push like this track for me. Me and Franz do not mesh. The only way I thought I had a chance for the podium, I was shooting for P2 because I knew I had no chance of beating Mystic, but the only chance I had at a podium was to just basically put in 27 qualifying laps and hope that some other people ran into problems or didn't run their best race. And I mean, credit to Fred, he pushed me the whole way. I mean, I thought maybe if I broke out of the DRS there, out of his DRS range when we were on the hards, I might have been able to pull out ahead of him with my penalties, but couldn't do it. Didn't have the pace today, but still pretty happy with P3 in the end.
Yeah, not too shabby. It's tough to be annoyed with the podium. Sorry, Matt, I've got to put you on pause for a second. Fred, there's a question from the chat about your feelings of Midwest F1 so far. Oh, he loves it. Oh, okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Did he just peace or what?
He's speechless.
Yeah, he's just...
Oops, sorry. I was...
Yeah, oh, God. Anywho, yeah, what's your feelings of Midwest so far?
Yeah, the Division 1, just from what I've experienced, it's extremely competitive. I love... this is not a league that I can calmly say that, yeah, I'm going to be a top 3. I have to push to even get in the top 10, so that's something I'm really enjoying right now.
Awesome, good to hear. Yeah, we've got a lot of parity throughout the divisions. Did you do any races down in Div 2 or anything? Alright, what the fuck?
No, D1 is the only one I've been elected to do so far.
Oh, okay, alright. Well, good stuff. Yeah, that was the case. That was from Numero Uno Commissioner, so that's a good answer. That question from chat, so well done. As quickly, sorry, I forgot the D3 podium. Young DJ CJ, as well as Tiger NASCAR and Unholy Red Eye, so well done to those guys. All right, now back to Matt Rosie. Now, you kind of predicted what was going to be happening in the Canadians versus Lightning series. What's your early pick for next year? Who's your favorite going into the 2021-2022 NHL season?
Oh man, that's a good question. I like Florida a lot if they can get a defenseman, and
Yeah.
Spencer Knight plays well in net. I mean, they're a really good team.
Do you think anyone
I
should
don't
trade
know.
for Duncan Keith? Because the Blackhawks got him on the block right now.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
guy is done. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, Colorado could probably do something. Carolina needs to get a little tougher, but I mean, who knows what happens to the Lightning? I mean, if they lose, let's say they trade Stamkos, they might not even need him to win another cup. They didn't really need him for the first one. So
No, he's
if they
kind
can
of
get rid of
washed.
Stamkos' contract and get a couple guys on entry-level deals, who knows? They could three-peat.
Yeah, we'll see. But anyhow, congratulations on the podium again.
Thank
Maybe next week I'll put it to a little bit more Formula One related questions. But usually I have
That's
Jacko
okay,
to
I
help
like
me
the
out with
hockey
that.
stuff.
So, but yeah, good stuff.
I like the hockey stuff.
Good to hear. All right, Dace. Another hardest charger, back-to-back weeks in your second race here in Midwest F1. So now, what's your excuse this week for your poor qualifying? Are you gonna qualify a little bit better so you stop just hunting hardest chargers now? Because now you're turning it into the better version of pork chops.
This time it was just bad timing. I just timed it bad. I didn't get to go out when the track was a little better to drive on, so that was it. But I was okay with it. I wasn't all the way in almost last, so it was okay, I guess.
Yeah, so now there's been you're kind of the better version of Pork Chops 4.0 because at one point it was initially Pork Chops, obviously the first edition. Then we came out with Scavney, which is the Pork Chops 2.0. Then it went to Cake Thomas, the 3.0. And now since you're in the league, you go 2 weeks in a row with back-to-back Hardest Chargers. So you're the fourth generation of Pork Chops with Hardest Chargers. So do you like going into Singapore, do you have more confidence in putting in a better qualifying than France here today, or I mean, hopefully getting better timing, of course, but do you have more confidence going in for a better qualifying time in Singapore?
Yeah, I usually qualify pretty well in Singapore, just compared to everyone else. I know it's going to be important, so I kind of have to, or else I don't think there's going to be me moving up 8-9 spots in Singapore unless I pull off a really good strategy. So
you're kind of hoping for a better qualifying then, hey? Yeah, it's much more needed there at a street circuit.
Well, I've been there, I mean, twice in the past month with league racing, so I kind of already have a setup I feel decent to push with.
Okay. And what is it? Are you going to show your cards?
No.
Okay, smart man. Good stuff.
Never forget setup.
Yeah, there you go. Well done. Anywho, yeah, good stuff. Yeah, well done to you, both the new drivers there, Dace and Fredhead. We'll see if we can get you back into the booth next week, if you guys are racing. All pendant on that. Now, quickly, do you know that the Twitch channel is at 195 followers, and we're only 5 followers away from hitting our 200 follower goal for Season 3? After only 1 year of being around, we've nearly hit 200 followers. Bang. Dace. Well done. Yeah, we've nearly hit 200 followers with being running off of what was a PlayStation 4 and a minimal stream setup. Now, if we get to 200 followers, there's rumors that the head broadcaster might go out and spend a little bit of coin on a capture card and make some proper overlays to make this bitch look real toy. Now, if we get there, so I mean, Fredhead, if you haven't followed, maybe you should help out the league.
Already did last week.
Oh, piss. All right. Anywho, 4 followers away from 200. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Fredhead and Days, for the follows, guys, and for being a part of this league. Anything left to say, Matt Rose? You got anything? Who are you a fan of anyway for hockey? You're a Leafs fan, aren't you?
No, I'm actually a Nashville Predators fan. I'm wearing a Nashville Predators shirt right now, actually.
That is the most.
Watch NBA finals?
What else?
Nobody's watching the finals right now? The NBA finals?
I saw the highlights of the first round. Not a big NBA fan, to be honest.
No, not me. Yeah.
I used to be a big fan, but I haven't watched in a couple of years.
I've had my moments in and out of the NBA, and right now is one of my moments where I'm not kind of like tuning out of it. But
anyways,
anywho,
I'm gonna hop off of here. Next time I'm coming for you, top 3.
Oh, there you go.
I know you got the pace to do it, man.
Right on. You guys have a good one.
You as well. Thank you
man.
for tuning in. But yes, as you can kind of sense a little bit of the feel, that is it for us here in the Midwest F1 League. Anything, Mystic? Anything left to say? You can just say no.
Just incredible drive, from Fred, bringing the 1-2. Great stuff on the rest of the podium. Unfortunate about Janet's penalties and whatnot, and yeah, appreciate everyone watching, and thanks to you as well, Crash, doing what you do yet again, man.
No problem. As well as Jacko. Jacko had to boogie out early, but
yeah, what happened to him?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah. See, my bad. I thought he wasn't here or something. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, to him as well. Thank you to him as well.
Yeah, he was. He just kind of, I don't know. He just had to say he left, so he left. But whatever. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for that, Mystic. Matt Rosie, any final words? Any happy birthdays? Shoutouts?
Well, shout out to Ginnett for doing a medium soft, which I didn't even know was possible in France. And I feel bad about the penalties. He definitely deserved the podium here. And good job, Mystic and Fred. Mystic as usual, Fred for the first time. Congrats on the first podium. Hopefully the first of many.
Yeah, unless you have something to do with it, right, Matt?
Yeah, he can be P3, I'll be P2. Or P1,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
Anywho, Fred, anything left for you before I bring it to a close?
Not really. I think jam is the preferred thing to go on toast.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Yeah.
See,
All
now pretty much every day at work I have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The poor man's steak sandwich. It's
Okay.
it's a staple.
Serious question, and this is gonna like
Well, hey,
gain you so much
I already,
respect from me.
I already asked if you had anything left to say, and you said no. So
Crunchy or creamy?
honestly, it doesn't even matter to me. I love peanut butter.
Depends
all
which brand.
the same. Yeah.
Creamy.
Crunchy.
Doesn't matter the brand. Doesn't matter the brand. Creamy.
Crunchy all day for me.
Crunchy if
Hey,
it's
listen.
the craft.
Crunchy
It
on a
really doesn't.
spoon. Crunchy by itself, yes. Crunchy on toast? Absolutely not.
Fair enough.
Okay, all right.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Honestly, yeah, it doesn't even matter to me. I love peanut butter in all shapes and sizes. Come to think of it, I actually bought a. I actually bought a. This is completely pointless, but I I bought some peanuts for lunch, and it's in my lunch kit right now. And we're gonna go eat them after I'm done this. I got some
Nice,
honey
man.
roasted peanuts in my lunch kit.
There
I
you
forgot
go.
about them, so I'm gonna go eat them. But anywho,
Nice
all right,
little
yeah.
snack after the broadcast.
Oh, I love my salty snacks. Okay. All right, that's it
All
for me,
right.
guys. Everyone have a good rest of your Thursday or Friday if you're in Australia. Well done at the podium once again. Hopefully we'll be talking to you next week, except for you, Mystic. I've had enough of you already. But anywho, good luck to everyone else. Hopefully we can have a good final race in Singapore and bring Season 12 to a close. 4 followers away from our 200 follower goal. If you haven't followed us on YouTube, go follow us there very much. Or subscribe on YouTube, that's how you call it. Very much appreciated, as well as Instagram and Twitter. We are doing a very good job there, so go like and subscribe to that stuff as well. Like I said, better and higher quality streams are coming in the future. PS5 helps, as well as capture card is on the way. So hopefully we can get some noise and toy quality stuff here, as well as the donation to the Jet Foundation is being worked on. It's a little stupid. They don't freaking do it through PayPal, so I have to send it to me and then send it to them. So it is currently in transit to me, and then it'll be forwarded to them. And it should be done by next Thursday, so you'll be seeing our Midwest F1. I think it was $850 donation in the end of it all after fees and whatnot, being sent to the Jed Foundation. So well done to everyone, and thank you very much for all those that donated. Very much appreciated. Pork Chap just said crash in chat. Pork, if you have something to say, make it quick. I can only delay for so long. If you're an NBA fan, then have fun with that. Fred, what's happening in the NBA right now?
I don't know. I don't watch sports other than Formula One.
Okay. Oh, that was Dace then. Oh, that's why he left.
Yeah.
All right.
Dace.
Dace.
I watched the stream.
3 weeks of 80 drivers over 4 divisions in a row. Oh, okay. So 3 weeks in a row, we've had 80 drivers we've had 20 drivers show up in each of the 4 divisions. So, damn. And that's soon to be 100 drivers when we start our Div 5 in 2021 in Season 4. So it's going to get hype up in this bitch. So be sure to tune in and follow and be in the Discord and join the Midwest F1 League as much as possible, as we are freaking crazy and we're absolutely blowing up. So let's keep it going. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. Thank you for all the drivers that do what they do, and thank you to me for me doing what I do. But that is it for us here in the Midwest F1 League. I've been Crash McQueen. We've been the Midwest F1 League. By all means, have a good rest of your Thursday or Friday, as well as a good weekend. I'll be seeing you once again Wednesday night. Thank you very much.